Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Italian Tier 8 Premium Heavy Tank, the Trashonte C45. I mean, Bisonte, sorry. Yeah, the Trashonte. That's what I named it when I did the review for it. And even though we're going to have two very good games in this tank shortly, yeah, it's not a very good tank. Generally, it just struggles. There's things that are bad about it that just make the whole tank generally very painful to play, because it's got an auto reloader, and an auto reloader, for those of you that don't know what it is an auto loader, but it can also fire single shot, so you can just dump the clip or you can just keep firing single shots essentially, or you can just double tap and then just keep double tapping. You can do what you want with it essentially. It's a very, very flexible system, and I love the auto reloaders mechanic. I really do. It's just they butcher the mechanic with some absolutely trash DPMs on these tanks, and this tank is one of those that I was about to say has absolute trash gun handling as well, but we hit a shell on the move because it just has to prove me wrong, right? It just has to. But yeah, this tank has things that are just wrong with it, right? The gun handling's trash. Obviously, you fully aim a shot, generally you will pen, but the gun handling isn't good. And as well as that, the mobility's a little bit sluggish here and there, but it's actually pretty good for a heavy tank, to be fair. I think I'd be harsh saying the mobility's not good. The mobility's pretty decent. The turret armor's great, but the hull armor is not. It's just a disappointing tank, and it is most of it is down to the fact that it has a poor gun and poor gun handling, and absolutely tragic DPM, and I mean tragic. It's just doing what I'm doing right now, or what I was about. You see, I hesitated over it because I thought, no, I'm just going to sit here for so bloody long if I drop that final shot. Yeah, the DPM is awful, and that's what makes this tank so painful to play. It's why I call it the Trashonte, because you just have to sit around for so long. There's so much of games that you are completely inactive because you are stuck with this reload for 360 alpha that it's just like, oh, come on, you know, like, it's about a 13.5 second reload because you've got to count the intro clip as well. Ugh, yeah, the reload's completely tragic. It's painful. The thing is, it takes so much patience and so much generally to get everything out of this tank that you want that it just makes it painful to play. It makes it you think, oh, should I take Trashonte out? I can't be bothered to play it because it's too much patience. It takes you far too long to get anything done. You're out of the game for far too long, and it just, yeah, it doesn't get anything done very quickly. And yeah, it's just one of those tanks. It takes too much to do very little with it, and it requires a lot of games where the game just lasts forever. You have to wait for the games to last a very long time. You have to hope that nobody pushes too aggressively. You have to hope that nobody pushes you too aggressively. And yeah, it's stuck like that. Obviously, having the clip for whatever it is, what, 1080 or something like that, quick maths, not much forte, it's pretty nice because it means that when you get to go against tanks like that, like the KB4 there, you get to just wreck their face if you get to clip them out. But the problem obviously is you reload them for about 10 years. So what do I run as a crew on this tank? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Trap Mechanic, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, and Off-Road Driving. I need to say smooth rather than Off-Road Driving. Now, I run Off-Road Driving because the mobility on the tank is a little bit sluggish without it, and it's actually one of probably the strengths of the tank is the fact that it's actually pretty mobile for a heavy tank. So help it out as much as you can with that, and you'll have a good time, essentially. And then all the gun handling perks, because, well, you need the gun handling to help you so much, because the gun handling is dreadful. And if you have the gun perks, then obviously it becomes pretty decent, as is the case with pretty much all 6.0 tanks. That if you have all the gun perks and you have vertical stabilizers on a tank, the gun handling becomes godlike. But even with this tank, it still derps a fair amount, and it's just kind of annoying. In terms of equipment, I do run vertical stabilizers, rammer, and optics. Now, obviously, I run the rammer because, well, the DPM is absolutely trash, and you want to help that as much as possible. Put vert stabs because, obviously, the gun is awful, and 20% more accurate on the gun is just exceptional. It's what you want. And optics because I want my view range to be quite high. I like spotting for myself, and there's a lot of times where, obviously, I'm stuck reloading, and I will put myself in an aggressive position because the turret armor is pretty decent. You can get hull down. I'll put myself in an aggressive position where I can spot out and, you know, spot enemy tanks and get good assistance in the tank where I'm not able to shoot. But quite easily, you could just drop the optics and run vents to get the best DPM you could possibly get out of the tank. And with vents, you still get 452 meters view range, which is great. But obviously, it's not like 486, I think it is, with the optics, when I looked. But like I said, the DPM is tragic, and sometimes having the better DPM might be better than having the optics. It's just the play style that I prefer generally, that if I'm having to reload for about 10 years, I can go and spot for myself and spot for other people, right? So in this game on Kaunas, we have been playing with Turkey. It was a little while ago. It was on one of his streams. And we've managed to get the enemy team whittled down to what we're at now, what, a 6 versus 3. The Oho is pushing Turkey, and it's like, well, I'm stuck in a long reload, but thankfully the Barask comes after the Oho. I just decided to drop every shot I had in the clip to try and make it so that he was down to near enough for one shot so Turkey could finish him. And thankfully, fortunately enough, Turkey, well, the other guy finished him off. So now we're just going to push the hill, which is where we know the TD is, and I'm just kind of hoping that I get that other shell in. And here he is, he's coming, barreling around this corner, and I could go around and drop 2 shells in, but he is full health. So I want to have all 3 in the clip so that if I have to, I can, you know, full clip him out. And fortunately enough, here we go. This is why you have to have patience and just be happy with the long reload. You have that patience, because right there, I could have quite easily just gone straight into that demolisher, dumped the final 2 shells in my clip, and then waited for my teammates to go finish him off. But because I had that extra bit of patience and know-how, I just sort of pulled off, made it a bit more difficult for him to shoot me, and waited those extra 5 or 6 seconds so I'd have the full clip to go in, dump it in, and then I got to finish the guy off. That's where the patience of this tank you have to be really patient with it. And to be honest, that's what makes it a chore to play. It's just how annoying that sort of thing is. Now, I go to try and ram the Vanguard, but unfortunately didn't quite get it. But we do get to finish off that little pest. And we finish off with a pretty nice game in the Trashonte. We finish the victory, the 5 kills, 4.7k damage, 1910 base XP, the 704 assistance as well, a bit of blocks, ace tanker, high caliber, and like I said, 1910 base XP. A nice game for the Trashonte. And it's long games like that where the tank can sort of benefit and pull off a decent game, right? Because you have the time to keep dropping shells, keep reloading, get back in the fight, reload again for a bit. And games like that is where this auto reloader is going to really benefit. And as well as that, obviously the game was pretty close range, which is quite nice. And also we weren't facing any tier 9 or 10 tanks, which just utterly trash you because, you know, they reload for like 400 in like 6 seconds. And you reload at best in 13 seconds for 360, you know. They wreck you. And the fact is they have penetration, which means that they just trash you as well. And you most likely have to fire premium. But if you're not willing to fire the premium to pen them, you're going to struggle. And not just that about the willing to fire the premium. Maybe you just stick with the standard shells and then you end up coming against D100. You are going to have to load heat. And to do that, you're going to have to reload for about 10 years. You know, it's just the pain of it. So, we're on the second game. And again, top tier. Beautiful scenes for the Trashonte, and we've full shut down the P43 Bis. I was really kind of annoyed that I snapshotted the first shell, and that's where you see where this reload is a pain, because if I just waited a second and aimed, I could have 2-shot that guy in 2 shots, not 3, and not have to be sat here like this, waiting for the reload. And as you can see, I'm just frustrated, because it's like, I've got to sit here now for years to be able to get all of the shells in, to be able to even become effective. And like, I mean, we're going to have a nice game, right? But at the minute, watching it, I'm watching their team get wrecked. I'm watching their team lose health, and I'm just sat here going, please get the shells in the tank so I can go and fight, you know? And fortunately enough, we're about to have those shells. And here's a T150, and it's like, well, I've reloaded for years. I don't want to have to do it again, but he's a 2-shot. So I'm just going to take the kill. And that's 2 kills. And it's like, right, you know, if the opportunity's there to kill a tank, I'm going to take it. It doesn't matter how long I have to reload for. Because he was, quite frankly, going to drive in front of my medium tank and light tank, and they probably would have got the kill. And to be honest, me being greedy, I wanted it myself. So we managed to kill him and finish him off and get the kill. Now we're just going to wait for that reload to come in so that we can 2-shot this Panther. We get 1 in, and it's like, okay, next kill, and we finish off the Panther. Now I could fire the 3rd shell into this IS, but again, thinking about it, I know I can kill this guy and make it 4 kills. I just have to get this 2nd shell in. So I'm going to ram the guy to make sure that he's a definite 2-shot. We drop the 1st shell in, and then we're going to drop the 2nd shell in to make it the 4th kill of the game. And we just pick it. Every time we've fired the clip so far, we've killed someone. And that's just what you have to do. You have to make sure that you're using your shells wisely. Now, obviously, I'm at the minute keep going to really bad DPM mode, which is horrendous, and it just stinks to play it like this. But every time I've been firing, I've been getting kills, which has been effective, which has helped the team. It means that I'm not just getting ineffectual damage, which quite often happens in these tanks, where you generally are firing and it's just, your damage is kind of ineffectual because you're taking too long to get the damage out, while meanwhile your team is slowly burning, crashing, and dying everywhere around you, right? So we spot this LTTB is coming in behind us, and it's like, well, that guy's also clippable. This could be a 5th kill. Okay. Make sure we aim it. Get 1 in. Alright, we low rolled quite significantly, which means he's now not a 1-shot. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait. I don't want to get stuck in that DPM again. I'm going to wait for the shell to go in before I overexpose to try and get the kill. Now, fortunately enough, the LTTB took a shot, which means he is a 1-shot. But then the gun derps, well, mostly fully aimed there, into the ground, which means we don't quite get to finish him off and get our 6th kill of the game. But the Panther 88 sat there, and it's like, okay, well, if Panther 88, if you're just going to sit there and let me pop a shot into you, I will finish you. Or not finish you, but get a shot into your lower plate. Then the LTTB comes in, and it's like, hello, sir, just let me get that shell in. I could shoot at you at any point here, but we wait for that shell to load. Patience, 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 and we get the 6th kill for the Trashonte. And it's like, cool. We've got it now. So now we're waiting for the next shell to go in, and I'm like, right, I'm going to reverse side, well, not reverse side scrape. I'm going to just side scrape off this building and hopefully try and spot the Panther 88, which was over there. Was it Panther 88 or Panther 2? One of the two, anyway. I was trying to see if I could spot him, but I couldn't. This IS-6 is here, and that IS-6 will be a bit of a pain for me to pen with standard in the front since it's been buffed. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to take that on. There's 2 medium tanks here. They can try and deal with it, and what I want to do is get rid of this Panther. Now he is actually clippable for me. I want to get behind this. I want to get this Panther and get him out from behind us, and then I can get into side shots of the IS-6, right? So we get another shot into the Crusader SP, and I actually think that was the 5th kill. I think that was the 5th kill, or that was the 6th kill. I can't remember. With no visual reminder on screen, who knows? But we managed to kill the Panther 88, shut him down. That might be the 7th kill. Yeah, and yeah, that will be the 7th kill. Looking at the team listing, since I know what's happening. That's the 7th kill, and now we're going to go for the IS-6. Now, again, with that Panther 88, I knew I could kill him with 2 shells. That's why I charged at him. I went there to get rid of him, and I knew I could kill him. So that's why I went after him and singled him out. And we've fortunately got the artillery along the way. Now, I'm going to wait for this reload to go in before we pop the shot in to finish off the IS-6, which is our 8th kill. Now, I was waiting for the shell there because I actually wanted to 2-shot him. So I wanted, because again, he was in a position where I could drop 2 shells into that IS-6 and I could finish him off with my clip. And I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to 2-shot him with having a full reload, because I didn't want to have to wait again if I missed. It was basically making sure that if I missed, I'd have, you know, enough shells in the clip to finish him off. Unfortunately enough, someone else slapped him. And that meant that we got to finish him off and get the 8th kill, and we secured the Radley Walters medal. Now, there's 1 tank left. It's the tank destroyer. And way back at the start of the game, or we'll say way back at the start of the game, earlier on in the game, we know there was a TD that was spotted over in this direction. It was still fighting a little bit on. And I'm like, you know what? Because our team's come in from the B line and others have come in that way, I'm just going to check the corner, see if he's here. Unfortunately enough, he is here. and we get to shut him down. He was just AFK. And we'll take that at the end of the game to finish off what it was a really, really nice game for the Trashonte. And we'll finish with the victory. Top of the team, 9 kills, 5.5k damage, 241 assistance, 201,000 credits made, really nice. Ace Tanker, Devastator, Radley Walters, Sniper Medal, High Caliber, Top Gun, 2.3k base XP. A really nice game for the Italian Trashonte. I just wish it had better DPM. I really do. The DPM's awful. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!